This week, we visit the United States for round 3 of the World Trials Championship. Can the unbeatable Lampkin be beaten? It's back to the future for 2 Italian bike manufacturers as they return to racing. And the World Endurance Championship is well underway with highlights from round 2. Between 1958 and 1974, there was only one bike to ride if you were going to become 500cc world champion. John Surtees, Gary Hocking, Mike Hailwood and Giacomo Agostini all rode this machine in what was definitely the Mark's golden years as title after title stayed with the one manufacturer. It wasn't Honda, Yamaha or Suzuki. Their time was to come from 75 onwards. No, from the late 50s, 60s to the early 70s, there was only one name in motorcycle racing, MV Agusta. Throughout the period, they notched up a total of 139 500cc victories, a record that stood until Honda surpassed it in the year 2000. Sadly, since then, MV Agusta has become a name from the past, but they could be poised to make a comeback of sorts. American motorcycle racer Dwight Mitchell has teamed up with the Italian factory as they look to find their way back onto the racetrack. They've given him the F45 750 machine to compete at this year's Isle of Man TT, the scene of many of MV Agusta's most memorable triumphs.
If you're a motorcycle enthusiast, you know about the MV Agusta and its rich history. You do know that the Marquis has won more world championships than any other motorcycle manufacturer. Between world, global, national, they've just dominated the motorcycle racing. So I knew about it. And so when you heard about the bike and you saw the bike, it was fantastic. Then when I saw the bike in person, I was just like, I have got to race that machine. It was just, you know, a lot of people was like, oh, it's too beautiful, it's too pretty. I'm like, no, it was designed to be raced. It's a thoroughbred. Look at that. Just look at the lines. And that's all I could think about.
The last Isle of Man TT victory was in 1972 when Agostini beat his teammate Pagani by 8 seconds to take the checkered flag. MV Agusta may never reach those dizzy heights again, but Mitchell is delighted that they're not standing still.
The same gentleman that designed Ducati 996 designed this bike also, and he was chartered by Claudio Castiglione to come up with a unique design that was unlike anything else. The bike has a lot of usable power right now. It handles superbly. It's one of the first motorcycles I've ever acquired out of the crate that I didn't have to do a lot of geometry setups. I mean, it literally, you put it online, you turn it in, and it stays there. So that's, you know, pleasant. You don't have to worry about the bike running wide or understeering and things of that nature. So we're really happy with the bike and the way it's working.
Machinery may have changed, but the MV's familiar growl is still there. And, as Mitchell explains, they're making the most of modern technology.
We have all the magnesium parts, the frame, the triple clamp, the magnesium swing arm, the magnesium wheels for short circuit racing. As far as the motor is concerned, it's their new Evo 2 motor for 2002. It's putting out about 132 horsepower. It has a shortened crank, a beefier clutch basket for racing. The heads have been done, cams, free flow exhaust system, chip. As far as brakes and clutch are concerned, we have Brembos on the front. We have older suspensions on the front and rear with a special quick release front end system.
The MV Agusta factory's race development team is the first to admit they're not going to raise many eyebrows on the racetrack during the 2002 season. However, every story has to start somewhere.
This year is actually R&D. I mean, a lot of people aren't racing. You know, all the racing we're doing is to see how the bike handles, how to get it set up, what we have to do for a bigger presence next year. The new motorcycle is coming out next year, the F5, hopefully I'm back here next year with the F5, giving them all the input that I've gathered from this year's TT for a stronger presence next year here and around the world.